When you feel the weight of battles pressing in on every side, remember this truth: you are not standing alone. There is one who commands the armies of heaven, and he sends his mighty angels to fight for those who trust in him. Michael the Archangel, the warrior of God, does not step into your life by accident. He is sent on assignment whenever the Lord sees that your struggle has reached a place where heavenly intervention is needed. You may think that what you are going through is unseen, unheard, or too small to matter in the grand scale of eternity. But the God who formed you in your mother's womb has marked every tear that has fallen from your eyes, and in the courts of heaven your battle has been noted. Michael does not come to watch you suffer. He comes to bring a shift in the atmosphere around you. He comes to push back the darkness that has tried to choke your hope. He comes with the sword that is not of this world, blazing with the authority of the Most High. When Michael steps into your battle, it is not because you have earned it, or because you are without fault, but because God, in His mercy, has declared that your season of being cornered is ending. Right now, even as you hear these words, the Lord is moving on your behalf, and Michael is leading a host of angels to surround you. Lift your heart and listen, not with your ears, but with your spirit, for there is a stirring in the unseen realm. It is the sound of chains beginning to loosen, of walls that have stood for years beginning to crumble. Do not measure your future by what you feel in this moment. The presence of God's warrior is already altering the course of your tomorrow. In every age, Michael has been sent to defend the people of God. In the days of Daniel, he stood to contend against the forces that tried to hold back the answer to prayer. Even now, he moves in that same authority, pushing aside the obstacles that have delayed your breakthrough. This is not a time to give in to despair. This is a time to open your heart in faith and say, "Lord, I believe you are fighting for me." When Michael steps into your battle, fear loses its grip because you begin to sense that you are part of a story much bigger than your pain. There is a purpose to your struggle, and there is an end to the season of heaviness. Let your spirit rise with hope, for heaven has not forgotten you. Stand still in your heart and watch the salvation of the Lord, for he who commands Michael is faithful, and he has not abandoned you in this fight. And so I say to you, do not let the shadows of yesterday speak louder than the promise that is being declared over you today. Michael has never been defeated. Every time he appears in Scripture, he comes as a sign that God's power is greater than the fury of the enemy. If you have felt surrounded by accusations, by fear, by the memory of past mistakes, hear this: the voice of accusation is being silenced. Michael steps into your battle not to argue about your worthiness, but to defend the work that God has begun in you. The dark forces that tried to hold you back have been confronted by a power that does not retreat. You may not see it with your eyes, but there is movement in the spiritual atmosphere. Chains of anxiety are loosening. Invisible hands are lifting burdens you have carried too long. The same God who opened the Red Sea, who shut the mouths of lions for Daniel, has dispatched his warrior angel to contend for you. In the secret places of prayer, angels have been listening to your sighs, and heaven has recorded your cries. There are seasons when it feels as if heaven is silent, but silence is not absence. While you waited, God was preparing the moment when Michael would be sent, because there is a timing to every breakthrough. Some of you have been standing at the edge of surrender, thinking the battle has gone on too long. But this very night, the tide is turning. You may still hear the roar of the storm, but beneath that sound, there is another sound rising, the marching of heavenly hosts. Your weeping has watered the ground of faith, and that ground is now breaking forth with new life. When Michael steps forward, the enemy's strategies unravel. What looked like a stronghold begins to fall apart. Take courage in this. You are not fighting to win. You are standing to watch the victory that God has already secured. Your part is to keep your heart soft before Him, to refuse the lie that says you are alone. The Lord who sends Michael is the Lord who calls you beloved. Rest in his presence and let the assurance of his nearness quiet the fear inside you. The battle is not yours to carry. It is the Lord's to finish.
Even as you walk through days that feel ordinary, heaven is at work in extraordinary ways. There is no battle so small that it escapes the notice of God, and no threat so large that it intimidates the one who sits on the throne. Michael does not come with a gentle whisper. He comes as a warrior who knows the cost of your struggle. He comes clothed in the brightness of divine authority, carrying a sword that pierces through the darkness of despair. I speak to the heart that feels too weary to pray, too tired to hope. You are not forgotten. The Lord himself has seen your weariness and has sent reinforcements. You may have thought your prayers were weak, but in heaven, even the weakest prayer rises as incense before the throne. And for every prayer lifted in faith, there is a response. Sometimes that response is the quiet comfort of the Spirit. Sometimes it is the arrival of an angel to break through resistance. Michael's presence announces that resistance is being dismantled. Do not underestimate the power of a single night when heaven intervenes. It can rewrite the story of years of struggle. Lift your eyes from the weight of your circumstances and dare to believe that the Lord is not finished with you. When Michael stands at your side, it is a sign that God has drawn a line the enemy cannot cross. Your family is being covered, your mind is being guarded, your path is being cleared. Let faith rise like a song in your heart. You are moving from a season of endless battles into a season where the battle belongs to the Lord. Stand firm, speak life, keep your focus on the one who is your deliverer. Every promise he has spoken will stand. Every word of hope he has planted in your heart will bloom. The presence of Michael in your battle is not about making you famous. It is about displaying the faithfulness of the God who called you. Therefore, do not fear what tomorrow holds. The same God who defended Daniel in Babylon, who sent Michael to contend against the prince of Persia, is the God who watches over you tonight. He has not brought you this far to abandon you at the edge of breakthrough. I declare over you that the weapons formed against you will not prosper, for the Lord has stationed his warrior to guard the purpose he has placed in you. As you listen to this message, let hope settle deep in your soul. The Lord is writing a new chapter in your story, one where your tears become testimonies, your wounds become wells of wisdom, and your battles become proof of his deliverance. Trust him even when the path is steep, for you are not walking alone. The unseen company of heaven surrounds you. Michael himself leads the charge. Lift your voice in gratitude, for gratitude invites the nearness of God. Lift your eyes in expectation, for expectation opens the door to miracles. As you rest tonight, rest in the knowledge that you are covered. The fire that threatened to consume you will not prevail. The chains that tried to hold you will fall away. The night that seemed so long will give way to dawn. And when you look back, you will know that it was not by your strength, but by the faithfulness of the one who fights for you. So rise in courage, breathe in peace, walk forward with hope. The Lord who commands the hosts of heaven has spoken. Your battle is not the end of your story. Michael the Archangel has stepped into your battle, and the victory of heaven is drawing near.